Day 30. Ready for the war? Pray and post. But when they heard that the repairs to Jerusalem's walls had gone ahead and that the gaps were being closed, they were very angry. They all plotted together to come and fight against Jerusalem and stir up trouble against it. But we prayed to our God and posted a guard day and night to meet this threat. Nehemiah 4, 7-9. The more you sweat in peacetime, the less you bleed during war. Chinese proverb. That money talks, I'll not deny. I heard it once. It said, goodbye. Richard Armour. The evil one and his minions are relentless. That is just how it is. However, we have an army of one awesome God that will never leave us nor forsake us. Nehemiah was about to experience this phenomenon again. His people were strong and courageous, right? No, they were sort of like us, scared silly. They said, look, Nehemiah, we are weak and tired and we never signed on for this crazy military stuff. We were just fine living where we were. This whole pile of sticks and stones is far too much work. There are piles of crud everywhere. We just can't rebuild this wall, sorry. Nothing against you, pal, but we do not believe in violence. We just want to go home and go to bed. They also said, in essence, not only that, but we heard 10 times that the bad guys want to sneak up on us and beat us up and maybe even kill us. My wife told me we have to draw the line someplace, and that is now. I still love you, man, but see ya. Nehemiah could have buckled, but he didn't. He trusted God. Before everyone could turn and pack and run, he said, I have a plan. No more running, no more fear, and no more cowardice. We will ready ourselves for battle, and we will do it like this. In a courageous moment that has been only seen a handful of times in history, he galvanized the people who were ready to run. He posted entire families with bows and arrows, swords and spears behind the exposed and most vulnerable places in the wall. He said, don't be afraid of them. Remember the Lord, who is great and awesome, and fight for your brothers, your sons, daughters, wives, and your homes. What a sight that must have been. Susie with her plastic bow and arrow, little Johnny with his Swiss Army knife, and Ma and Pa facing each other, shaking their heads with swords in hands. What if they had to use them? God to the rescue. When word got out that Nehemiah had gathered his nuclear families together to fight possibly to the death and not back down, the Three Stooges plot was foiled. God had frustrated it. So they backed down, and all of Nehemiah's team merrily went back to work on their part of the wall. This could be your finest moment. This could be the moment that defines you. Will you run, or will you stick it out? Nehemiah was immovable and rallied the people with the familiar battle cry, don't be afraid of them. God is on your side. But you might say, I wish it were that easy. My enemy is coming after me with subpoenas and summons and lawyers who are worse than snakes. They are not playing fair. It is not as if I am dealing with rational people. You don't know my wife or my husband or my boss or my creditors or the IRS. Will you trust in the awesome power of God, or will you lean on your own understanding? Choose to face this giant and get all the pleasure and give God all the credit.